Hi, this is Chipiwa Chivengwa, the CEO of the Tourism Business Council of South Africa, and this is my monthly update. Well, we are approaching the winter season, and we do know in the travel industry that seasonality is an issue. We do know that a lot more people are going to be staying at home due to the fact that it's going to be cold. And we as a tourism industry have spoken many times about mitigating the impact of seasonality. And I think this gives us an opportunity to really look at the strategies to ensure that people get out of their homes and they travel to various parts of the country. There are parts that are going to be warmer, especially if you go to the northern part of our country. Of course, the southern part of our country usually gets colder than the north. So we need to figure out how to deal with seasonality. And I do believe that we really need to look at how to attract more domestic tourists. This has to do with pricing issues to make sure that we are able to attract South Africans to be able to travel. And also we need to look at conferencing. We need to look at events. This could be in places like your hotels, guest houses, and many other areas whereby we're going to get people to get out of their houses and support the tourism and hospitality sector. The visitor arrival statistics are positive. We saw this last year where compared to the previous year, which was 2023, we saw a growth of about 5%. Now that's a positive, but we need to keep in mind that we're compared to 2019, there are certain markets that have not recovered fully, and therefore we still need to do more work, especially in some of our traditional markets like Germany, that still has a long way to go. So as much as that news is positive, we do know that even for the first few months of this year, we've seen that the growth also is averaging around 5% compared to last year. So also that is very good. What we need to do is to have a fresh approach, especially in some of our traditional markets, whereby there may be many new travel agents that have entered the space, but they don't know enough about the destination, South Africa. How do we make sure that we teach as many people about our destination? We fly them into the country, they get to experience the destination, they go back and they're able to articulate what the destination has to offer. There's nothing better than a travel agent who would have experienced South Africa telling a potential traveler to visit the country. Of course, in the emerging markets like China and India, we still need to have a special focus. We do have tools now in terms of ease of access, the TTOS program that we've put in place. It is working very well. We need to make sure that we attract as many tourists from those markets as possible. I would love to see personally those numbers of India and China really improving by more than double digits in terms of percentage, and we start to see how that those markets can potentially influence the arrival figures into South Africa. We do know that a lot of our visitors that arrive here in South Africa comes from the SADC region, which is a very important market for us. What is good is that we've looked at the market in terms of East Africa. You look at Kenya, there's more Kenyans coming to South Africa because there's a visa waiver. We look at Ghana, we have a visa waiver there, and more Ghanaians are coming to South Africa. I think we need to do more of that. We need to identify a few more countries whereby we can have this agreement, of course, through government, and be able to get as many tourists from those countries as possible. East Africa is ripe. If you look at the likes of Uganda, I think we need to look into that. And of course, West Africa, we still have Nigeria and a few other countries that have huge potential for South Africa. So ease of access is very important. Removing barriers through visa waivers is very important. And I do think that we need to have a program where we can recognize those that have other visas, like if a traveler is coming from West Africa or coming from Nigeria, but they've got a US visa, UK visa, and any other country that we believe has a strong security when they do their own visas, we should be able to recognize those visas and get people to travel to South Africa. So ease of access throughout the continent is very important. We talk about this when we talk about the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, to say the movement of people is very important. And I think that in this Africa Month, and as we approach Africa Day, we need to be able to look into how do we get more Africans to travel to other African countries, and how do we break down the barriers that still exist, especially from visa point of view, air connectivity point of view to ensure that Africa does have a bigger share in terms of air travel and tourism. The Tourism Business Council Annual Tourism Leadership Conference is on this year. It's going to be in September. The registrations are open on our website, which is the tbcsa.travel. There's a special web page there where you can register. And there's an early bird special for those that are going to be registering now. We're going to have a very good program. There will be international speakers that will be coming on board. And of course, we will have updates from the likes of the Department of Home Affairs, the Department of Transport, and of course, our own Minister of Tourism will be there. So it's open. You can register, visit our website, and the Tourism Leadership Conference is for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you're a big business or small business. It's for everyone who's a leader in our space to discuss issues of importance, from policy to marketing, to making sure that our country is looked at as a tourism mecca.